This is something that I've really tapped into recently, and it's really changed a lot of things in my reality and around me. The first thing that I'm going to say is that our frequency, depending on what frequency we're on, really does connect to the things that we're trying to bring into our lives. So, for example, if I'm trying to be on a frequency of trying to manifest abundance, that means that I need to be vibrating on the frequency of abundance. And to do this, you have to acknowledge that the abundance frequency, abundance is a emotion. So when we can control our emotions, allow ourselves to feel certain emotions, and acknowledge when we're feeling emotions that we don't want to necessarily be feeling. Once we can actually tap into that side of ourselves and become a lot more self-aware, that's when we're able to actually control what we do in our lives and what is happening in our lives. You know, sometimes where you feel like, in my past, there's been times where I feel like I'm attracting people that shouldn't be around me. And I didn't really understand why it would happen so consistently until I actually started to go within myself and to see that this is all me. This is all things that I've been shown because it's shown me these things because I don't actually want them. And sometimes it takes us seeing what that is in order for us to act on it and detach from those types of people in our lives and choose what we do want in our lives. So going back to the concept of emotions and how this has a big, big, big part to play in what we are trying to manifest. If I'm in a constant state of depression, anxiety, rest, and we say rest because depression is just deep rest. It's just deeply resting constantly, and it can be hard to break out of that narrative, that concept that we see it as. But once we know how to control the way that we feel, the emotions we feel, that is when a lot of things will change. So, for example, as a woman, I saw this quote. See, it's crazy the way that a quote can even change my perception on so many things. So, I saw this quote saying that scientifically, apparently, a woman can't actually be emotionally distressed for more than 12 minutes unless she deliberately wants to be. And I was thinking, is this true? Is this actually true? So I then went ahead and I tapped into myself when I was feeling this type of way. I was feeling emotional, I was feeling angry, I was feeling disaligned, if that makes sense. And I said to myself, remember that quote? And this was like literally 10 to 12 minutes into me feeling like this. And then automatically I just stopped feeling like it because I was like, it's all about your mind. It's about what you choose. I get to choose what I'm doing, how I feel. And once I tapped into this and I was actually able to detach from the emotion in that moment and remember that it's not me. I don't have to feel this way right now. Automatically, I was out of it. It was crazy. It was crazy to think that just that one shift in my mindset was able to put me into that state. And I'm very grateful that I've recently been able to tap into a state where I'm able to control what emotions I feel. So, for example, I've really been thinking about what I'm putting into my body, such as food and whatnot. And I know that the colors of the food affect what frequency we're on because the frequencies we're on are all different colors at the end of the day. And you could relate this also to the chakra system as well. So I started to eat a bit more raw food. Sometimes I'd eat cooked food, but it's probably like one meal a day, not heavy. It's really light because I'm transitioning out of that kind of constant cooked food realm that I've been in all my life, basically. And I've noticed that just the colors of the food really do affect our frequency, those natural vegetables and fruits. So what we consume it's constantly coming back outward and it's reflecting outward. And ever since I've been eating more veggies and fruits constantly, I really do see myself and my energy and how beautiful I've been actually projecting and shining around the people that I'm around. And it's so beautiful for me to acknowledge that in myself and see that. So I'm really grateful that I've tapped into this level of consciousness that's able to literally control what I'm feeling. And I know as a woman, this can be very, very, very hard, because as women, we are emotional beings. So if a woman can control her emotions, acknowledge herself and ask herself if she's in a situation where she's being questioned because of the way she's acting, allow herself to question herself before anybody even has to question her. And once you're able to do this, and say for example you might get into a disagreement, if you're able to ask yourself, could I be in the wrong? When you ask yourself these things and you're able to actually choose if you want to do that in the moment, you start to see that like things will shift because you're taking control. You're not letting anybody say to you, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. You should kind of automatically get into the common practice of already knowing this. And this is something that I've been practicing myself, especially with my partner, because when you're in a relationship, for example, it's a different story. You know how to almost constantly go back to back constantly. We don't argue, we never argue because we don't bring that type of energy into the relationship. But I know we can get into disagreement sometimes. And as a woman, me personally, I really want to get my point across. But then it's like I have to know and not acknowledge myself and see if I might be wrong sometimes. And it's okay to be wrong. And you have to let go. So I don't let the emotions take control of me. I am in control of the emotions because I also remember that I am not those emotions. Everybody has emotions. We're given them and we're able to control them. Like we're given a body and like we're given a name, we're able to control so much that we have in this realm. And that's where we detach from the physical. We detach from everything we've been given. We actually allow ourselves to take control of those things. I actually have a song called Taking Control, by the way, guys. So check that out. It's on my channel. There's a music video section on the channel. You guys can check out that. But it's a recent song that I dropped. I hope that I didn't just put my hand over you guys. It's a recent song that I dropped about taking control. But once you're able to take control of your emotions, of your own frequency, that is when you will align with the frequency that is on the level of where you want to be. And trust me about that. So yeah, I'll make another video probably going deeper into this concept. But if you liked it, then connect with me down below. I'd love to get to know you, get to know who you are. And yeah, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.